Grady for being one of our partners, and I think the Institute more and more is partnering in the community. I think it's a really healthy thing, so I'm happy to be a small part of that. I am, well, actually I was a curator at the Walker many years ago, and Bruce and I worked together then. We've both gone our separate ways, and oh yeah, but I came back. Sorry, I meant to send my avatar today because she knows everything. But yeah, I came back 4 years ago to be the curator of contemporary art at the Institute. And one of the shows I came with was an exhibition in my head that was called More Real, or Believe It or Not, or something like that, Art in the Age of Truthiness. And it came out of a whole lot of factors, many of which had to do with living in Southern California. But I quickly realized that this blurring of boundaries between fact and fiction was so infusive in the culture now that it really was a great subject for an art exhibition. However, right from the beginning, I knew that film and its impact on the way we perceive reality has been huge, and I don't think we've completely digested it. Let's see if I have an image of it. So early on, I went to people like Bruce Jenkins and Bill Horrigan and Tom Gunning, and talked to them about this idea of film and reality and how they dealt with it in their academic work, but also in terms of their film selection. And I came to many conclusions, and one was that the show shouldn't just be about technology and reality. So it deals with a whole range of subjects. In case you haven't seen the show, it's at the MIA right now. And so, okay, so that's by way of introduction, how I got here, and I'll introduce you in a second. But I was also struck by how we could do a whole film program and a whole show on just the technological changes that have happened in the last few decades, like the internet and Second Life and virtual realities of all kinds. But I didn't want to restrict the show to that, and I know that you didn't want to restrict the film program to that. And as I said, I think we're still kind of contending with the fact that that photography even can't be trusted. And I know everyone in this room knows that, but it's still amazing how many people will assume a photograph is a document of veracity. So I play with that in the show. And one of the things I do in the exhibition is it's a post-Photoshop show. So there's only straight photographs in the show, and for instance, this is a picture by a Korean artist, Sun Woo-bak, and it's not photoshopped, it's a theme park in Korea. So just through what you could do with the camera, you get these conflations of places and periods.
Actually being a film and video curator, and then I migrated east, and then I kind of came sort of back. I came back to Chicago, and for the last several years I've been teaching film, video, and new media at the School of the Art Institute in Chicago. And in preparing for the festival, I went back to work I'd done for Liz's think tank. She did a think tank in 2010, and brought a group of scholars, many of whom are still connected in some way to the project, to talk about this notion of truthiness from a variety of perspectives. I wanted to take it back to what I thought was certainly, you might say linguistically, the most interesting moment. And that was the moment in which a new genre of film called cinema verite, cinema truth, emerged. And this is a period in the late 50s, early to mid 60s. And I was fascinated by the number of filmmakers in that period who understood that something had changed. As Liz noted, cinema, video, photography, they have certain powers to persuade us, to sort of convince us that this reflective surface is actually a window on the world. And filmmakers as early as the mid-1960s began to take that belief and slightly shift it. So I wanted to begin this by just kind of taking us back to that period. 1965 in particular is what I want to see if I can get us. If I get my clicker here. There you go. This young man. This is Peter Watkins. He was a British filmmaker. He began work in the 1950s, late 1950s.